Hello everyone and welcome back to another Gotham City Chronicles episode, this time from the Arkham Asylum expansion to Season 1. This mission is called Seeing Double, and that's because there's two Jokers on the map. There's the standard Joker miniature there, and there's Mr. Joe Joker over there, and we are playing as Year Zero Batman, who is awoken in Calendar Man's cell for some reason, and he's been taken prisoner, so you're not allowed to take back gadgets on this mission. That's also why there's a bunch of gear on the map. And you start with some that we'll cover in a second as well. But the gist of this one is that Batman needs to get to the white zeros on the map and activate cooling to reveal Clayface Joker. So one of these Jokers is Clayface, need to reveal him, and Batman needs to defeat him before the end of his turn 8. That's the win condition. Lose condition is just not doing that in time. And for every cooling system he activates, it weakens Clayface. It takes off 2 of his HP, I think it is. We'll check once that happens. And when he activates the first one, Clayface is revealed. Or he could just go after a Joker as well. But yeah, that suggests that Batman has to defeat Clayface to win within that time limit. There's some crazies, some guys with guns, some Joker gang thugs, and some Arkham guards that are under the control of Joker for some reason. So he's going for those. The black zeros are for the villain to go to, and if they do that, they can move a cube in their fatigue to their energy, and then remove it from the board. So it's a one-time use. Also, once Batman does activate some of the cooling, it affects him and everybody negatively, and then it disappears for each one he picks up. But again, we can cover that when he actually does it. There's throwing blades, stun grenade, and a super med kit on the map. And if we look, again, not allowed to take any back gadgets on this mission, but you do start with a tonfa and a medkit, which presumably you beat up an Arkham guard and take them. So other than that, it's Year Zero Batman. Oranges all around, but he's good at fighting. Well, he's got a lot of fighting related traits. So I think that about covers it. The only other thing to cover real quick is to look at the villain board. They only get 3 energy back per turn, which is another reason why those boosters are there for them. That's how the river is set up. Clayface Joker will get added once he appears, and with that I think we're ready to get started with Hero Turn 1. So you don't start with any energy in your fatigue zone for this one, so might as well just activate, and Batman is going to use his free movement to go 1, 2 and have a conversation with this thug here. He's going to spend 2 to punch him, so he's got orange re-rollables. Let's see how this goes. Re-rollable. Well, so with martial arts, that brings that to 3. Those thugs have 1 armor, so it's back down to 2. That will not be worth saving. He can get knocked out. So, let's see here. Oh, was his movement slowed? Let's see, that weighs 1, that weighs 1. If he picks up one more thing weighing 1, he'll be slowed. And he's going to, I think, because I want him to have the throwing knives. So then spend 1 on a movement to come in this room here. And then I believe you have to spend 1 on an automatic manipulation. He will take throwing blades, which are not a one-time use, so that just gives him a ranged attack now, because you need to have a ranged weapon to use your ranged stat. So he throws oranges for ranged, but this adds a yellow rerollable. But he is weighed down. I think for the 1 you spend, you can do as much manipulating as you want, as in if you want to drop something, you can drop it. We'll work with that as is. I think we'll say that's a fine first turn. Next turn he can get to his first cooling thing. So yeah, we'll call that good and say a quick turn 1 of 8 for the heroes. Over to the villains. So the 1 energy that the villains had to start with over there gets brought across, and we have the board set up like this, and the only thing they need to do is hinder Batman. So anything that slows Batman down, really. So I guess we'll activate the Arkham guards just to move them towards Batman. They move 2. So then we can come back across here real quick. And he'll go 1, 2. The one at the door will go 1, 2. And I think there's a third, yes. He's going to go 1, 2 and guard the room that Batman is going to, which is Mr. Freeze's cell, which is where one of the cooling things is. That makes sense. None of them can attack though, they don't have ranged. So then the next cheapest is just normal Joker. Is that worth doing anything with? Probably not. We'll go with Joker's gang, the guys with the guns. I don't know if they can get in... Oh, you totally can get in position to shoot Batman actually, so let's take this card over here real quick. Because they move 2. So 1, You might as well walk in and shoot point blank. Do they have point blank? No, but they might as well. Because then it's one extra to get away. And the other one is there, so he'll move 1, 2 out into that hall up there. And there's only 2 of them. Yeah, there's not many enemies on this map because it's a one hero thing. So anyway, white and yellow rerollable. Point blank into Batman. Never mind then. I see. That's the way things are going for the villain this time. Good. It makes a change. That's it. That's all they can do. That was 2 activations. Those 3 cubes go back over there and we go into the second hero turn. So Batman is staying active, so he gets 3 back. This one's slightly different to usual, so 3 back if he is active. And he's going to put 2 of those into the thug that's in the square with him. So it's the 2 orange rerollables. Same again, is it going to be? Oh no, that's really good. That is up to 5. Those thugs, however, have 2 armor. So it's technically 3. That still is probably going to have to get just removed though, because the villain's problem with this mission is not having a lot of energy to play with, hence having the dosing samples, that's what those are, the black zeros, to pick up. So then he's going to use his 1 free movement because of he's being weighed down by his gear, although actually before he does that he could chuck throwing knives. Yeah, let's chuck a throwing knife. There's an orange line connecting the room so they can see each other. He'll chuck a throwing knife at that Arkham guard. 2 orange, and then the throwing knife is a yellow rerollable. Wow. Well, that's just 2. Does this Arkham guard have any ranged armor? No. So it comes down to 1. To be most annoying, that probably would be attempted to be defended against. Let's see if he can block the 1. No. Okay, never mind. He's gone. He tried and he failed. So his 1 free movement, because of him being weighed down, gets him there, which is fine. But he's going to spend 1 more to go into Mr. Freeze's cell, where the crazy is. And I guess he'll punch the crazy for 2 just to get rid of him. Rerollable. Well, that's 1, and then up to 2 because of martial arts, back down to 1 because the crazies have 1 armor. Is that worth? That is worth spending a cube on blocking 1 damage. They block 2, the crazy stays standing, and Batman is going to end his turn with just 1 energy left, so he's probably going to need to rest next turn. Unless he gets very fancy with it. I believe the checks to activate the cooling system is just a 4, but if it's a manipulate, he only has orange dice. Hopefully it's a thought. I'll double check as we go into villain turn 2. So the villains get back 3 energy, so they still have 2 over there. Joker is going to activate because he can do something this turn, and he doesn't really need to bring the card over. He's not attacking anyone. He moves 3, but he's not going to move the full 3. He's going to walk over this Joker into this cell here with one of the doping samples, and he has to get a complex thought of 3, and for his thoughts he rolls a black rerollable. I like that, it's very Joker, it's like all or nothing essentially. Rerollable, doesn't matter, he got it. So that doping sample is gone, and what that means is that energy comes over there immediately, so there's more to spend in the pool. So Joker's gang members might as well activate, move them into position to harass Batman. They move 3, we'll come back over here. Now, where would be the most annoying positions for them? He's going to go out into the hall there because Batman has to come in here if he wants to activate this cooling thing. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3 and essentially do the same thing. And then finally, that's it, because one of them died. The reinforcement thing will get activated next turn. Yeah, okay, I think that's it for the villain turn. Nice and quick. Over to hero turn 3. So there's not going to be much to this hero turn because Batman is going to rest. This Batman gets back 6 when he rests instead of the usual 5. So there is 6 for him to play with. On his next active turn he'll have a full bar to play with, but he can't do anything else now, so it's straight over to villain's turn 3. So the villains get those 3, immediately spending 1 for the reinforcements. Now you only get 2 reinforcement points, which is not great. So the Arkham Guard and the Joker gang member are going to come back because they're worth 1 point each. And what's their movement actually? The guards move 2, the gang moves 3. Okay, so the gang member is going to go in there because he has a good chance of catching Batman. And the Arkham Guard I think he's going to come in the main door. I know it's annoying to come back around the other side of the table, but I think him coming in there, right in the front door, is probably the best bet. Now, Mr. Joe doesn't need to do anything this turn. The crazies might as well activate because he can attack Batman. So why not? Crazy attacks Batman. The other crazies are fine where they are because they're guarding the doping substances. I mean the cooling. Double white rerollable. Hit him for nothing. Fair enough. That's the way it goes sometimes. Usually for the heroes, but this time for the villains. Straight over to hero turn 4. So this is the halfway point and Clayface isn't even on the board yet. So it's not going that well. Let's do 2 rerollable orange. Take out this crazy this time. Take that. Again, martial arts has 1. The armor takes it off, so that's 3. That would take 2 defense dice. I'm going to say nope to that. So it is a complex thought of 4 to activate the cooling system, which means he is rolling red dice. Is 2 enough, or do you go for 3? We're going to go for... I don't trust the dice at all. We'll go for 3 to secure it. Don't tell the dice I said that, though. Just as well I did, because it would have just been 3. Although, hang on, does he have a... No, he has no hacking skills or anything like that. Yeah, so I needed the 3. So, that cooling symbol is now placed on his card, and that does mean a few different things happen. I'm going to go read it verbatim from the rulebook. So I'm trying to hold this so you don't see the glare. There's a lot of rules for this mission, as you can see, as there are for all the stories in this. So temperature has been turned down by a complex manipulation of 4. That means bitter cold comes into effect. So the Joker Clayface loses 3 life points, even if he is not in play. So he's lost 3 health. Slowing down, each time the temperature drops, all the miniatures present in the asylum suffer this effect. So that presumably kicks in right now. Recovery value of the villain is decreased by 1, which would put it at 2. The active and resting recovery values of the hero are decreased by 1, so that would be 2 for active and 5 for inactive. Or resting, I mean. And then, after the hero has declared their stance, they remove the cooling thing. So, once it rolls back round and he either rests or heals and takes the debuff, the cooling icon is discarded and no longer applies. The first time the temperature drops, if the Joker Clayface is not present on the board, Clayface is revealed. The villain selects a non-neutralized tile, either the Joker or Mr. Joe, and replaces it with Clayface. Okay? That about covers it. We'll just leave that there for a second. Which Joker gets the chop? Let's say Mr. Joe, because he is cheaper on the board. So Mr. Joe can't come to the phone right now because he's being replaced with Joker Clayface, so I'll put in the correct place in a second. But his tile is now there. His health becomes Clayface's health. So he normally has 7, but he lost 3 from 1 cooling thing. So 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 HP left. So Batman needs to, if he gets all the cooling things, Clayface instantly dies and he loses. Is how that works. Now the miniatures need to get replaced. So the cold temperatures brings out the mutant powers of Clayface, and he bursts out like that. And then to finish Batman's turn, he hasn't used his 1 free movement for the turn. He's just going to walk out into the hall here. And then I think he's going to bank the rest. Yeah. You could throw a throwing knife either at him, well, just at him actually, because those are, you technically can't do that because it's, even though it's multiple orange lines, you can only, orange lines are adjacent only. Yeah, we're going to say that's good enough for Batman's halfway point turn. This is still in effect because he hasn't declared a new stance. So as we go into villain turn 4, they're only getting 2 energy back. So as discussed, the villain only gets 2 because of the cold effect as the AC gets turned up too high in Arkham Asylum. The guards are going to activate because one of them can reach Batman. We don't need to activate Clayface Joker right now because he's safe. He is the objective. He needs to be protected. So the guards move 2, boom boom, and he's attacking Batman. 1, 2, put him there, and then 1, 2 to put him in the hall to protect Clayface some more. So 2 rerollable yellow, and they do 1 true damage if the defense of Batman is beaten. He's doing well. Yeah, he did well. He got 3. Batman's automatic defense is a yellow die. Let's put in, oh, wrong one. Put in 1 there, so it's a yellow and a red. Yellow and a red, I wish. Yellow and an orange. Blocking 3 damage. Blocked 2, so 2 and then plus the 1 true damage, he took 2 damage in total. So, doom, doom, done. And I think, is there anything else that, as I drop the card on the floor, I'll get that in a second. Is there anything else to be done? Or is the energy worth saving for defense? It's going to be very hard for Batman to push through all these thugs and still have the energy to fight Clayface. I think because of the energy problems, we'll call that good for the villain's turn. I don't see the need to move anyone because they're waiting for Batman to get up that end of the table. Yeah, let's just say it's hero turn 5. So Batman is staying active, and he would normally get 3, but he gets 2 because of the hindrance of the cold air, but that's now used up. Now, he's going to use the medkit on himself, and you know what the item section of the rulebook doesn't have? It doesn't tell you if there's a cost associated with using an item. It doesn't state it one way or another. It tells you how to drop and pick it up and throw equipment at each other. It does not tell you how to use them. So presumably there is no cost, and this is a one-time use because it has the trash symbol. It gives him regenerate 2, so he is healing that damage over to his fatigue zone, and that is used up, and we'll just leave it there for now. So it's gone. That's how it's set up. He's got 5 energy. It also means he's not encumbered anymore, so he's back to his normal 2 free movement, although if he wants to just run away from that guard, he's only going to get 1 square away. For free, that is. Let's see. Now Clayface has 4 health left. If he took out 1 more of the cooling things, Clayface would have 1 HP left. Well, let's see what we can do. So, he doesn't have evasive, does he? No. He has mobility and parkour. He's going to ignore that guard, so he's just going to move 1 for free because his other movement is used up by the cop, or the Arkham guard being there. He's going to use 1 more movement. Oh, wrong section. There we are. 1 more to move into this section. You know what would have been good? Going down the middle and picking up the stun grenade if all the henchmen are going to group together. Too late now, but that would have been a good idea. And then I guess he's going to punch. He'll punch the Joker gang member in front of him. Rerollable. So that's 3 up to 4, back down to 3. And let's see, he's gone. Save the energy for protecting Clayface, because that's the most annoying thing to do. And that's what a villain would do. He would be annoying. So, I don't think he's going to do anything else. So all this comes back. This is looking kind of bleak as we go into villain turn 5. So the cooling effects have worn off, so all 3 come back over for the Joker. Now, does Clayface want to move? Does he want to do anything? He doesn't really want to chase Batman, he wants Batman to come to him. The gun thug could move up to Batman and shoot him. There's only 1 left on the board though. The Joker could try and come and help. With 3 movement, he couldn't quite get far enough, but he would get close enough that next turn, if he gets another turn, he might be able to do something good. I don't see the reason not to try and shoot Batman, I guess. So we'll activate the thugs with guns. Bring them over real quick, of which there's only 1 left on the board, I think. Yes. Yes, because I think there was only 2. So anyway, they moved 2. So, 1, 2. Hey Batman, I'm going to shoot you now. He gets 2 ranged attacks, which I sometimes forget about. Yellow rerollable. Doesn't matter. So that's 2 damage coming in against Batman. He'll just use his automatic yellow defense. Block none of it, of course. 2 hits. Then the second shot, yellow rerollable. It was yellow rerollable, right? Yes. 1 damage. And he'll just use his automatic defense to block it. So I did no damage. But he did take 2 damage, so that kind of wasted the medkit healing. So that goes there. And then Joker will activate as the other activation. I'll just put that over there because that'll be the turn after that. And he's not going to do any shooting. He's just going to move his 3 down here to go 1, 2, 3. He's getting there, but not quite close enough. So, turn 6 for the heroes. So it's one of those things where the hero's got to be a little bit gutsy, I think. So he's going to stay active. He gets the full 3 because the cooling effect is gone. And he's just going to Scarper. So he wants to go 1, 2, but it becomes 3, 4 because he's got to run past those thugs. So 4 movement, 2 of which is free. There's the other 2 spent. He's going to go doop doop into this room. And then he's going to ignore the crazy and just go for the thought on the cooling. Now it's a 4, but because the crazy is there, that makes it 1 automatic failure. So might as well just say you need 5. Be the Batman I want you to be. That was exactly enough, because again, the crazy counters 1, but that is 4. So the cooling effect happens. That means Clayface goes down another 3. 1, 2, 3. He is on 1 HP remaining, and that means that Batman has an actual chance, but he's going to have to rest next turn. There's nothing else for him to do, pardon me, so there we go. That was very lucky, and it's now villain, turn 6. So because of the cooling effect, only 2 energy comes over. Now, Clayface Joker, he could technically activate and just move back 1 square to be extra annoying. I looked, and this wall here is too thick to break through. It's tier 3, because Clayface Joker can break through tier 1 walls. But no, he can't be ultra trolly and run away that way. So, do you activate him and just waste? Do you just move a square just to be extra annoying? Because Batman needs every single cube. I guess you do. You just be super trolly and activate Clayface Joker and say, here's my amazing turn. And that's it. Because why not? I guess. He can't even do the automatic or the complex thought to use the doping substance before moving, unfortunately. What else do you do? Who else can we get in there to be annoying with? One of those guys can get in. Yeah, okay. That saves a bunch of energy cubes for defense. So, Joker's guy member, they move 3. Might as well move this guy. It probably won't matter, but 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 3. But this one can go 1, 2, 3. And that makes an extra blockade outside the room Batman is currently in. I think that's all they need to do. They just need to get in his way. So yeah. With that, over to the second last turn for the Batman. And I don't think we even need to stop because he ain't doing anything. He also only gets 5 back because of the cooling effect. So there, that's it. That's his turn. He'll be going active on his final turn, obviously, but it's immediately back over to the villains. So the cooling effects are no longer in effect. 2 are going to be used on the crazies, because one of them is going to smack Batman, and the other one isn't going to be able to reach him, so it doesn't really matter before the game ends, because this is the final villain turn. So, double white rerollables against Batman. 2 damage. Batman will just take that on his automatic defense. Blocks 1. So he took 1. Simple enough. And then the other activation is going to be the Arkham Guards. Again, operation just be annoying. They move 2. So this one can go 1, 2. And will they just all stay out there? No, he might as well. This one will walk in and smack him because he still has to leave the square. And then this one goes 1, 2, but no, that doesn't matter. So that's 2 yellow rerollables. Oof, that's 3 against Batman. He'll spend 1 for defense. He blocks 2, but it's still 2 damage because of the 1 true damage. So that goes like that. And now that is it for the villains. It is just over to Batman and his final turn to see if he can pull this out. Alright, looked over Batman's options and there's basically no chance. There's 1 chance, but it's very unlikely to work. The cooling effect isn't in effect. So what he needs to do is he needs to ideally knock out both them or one of them, then he can get to this square and throw a Batarang. That's the only thing I can see working. He has to only spend 2 on a punch, but he does have combo and whatnot. Been totally forgetting his counterattack incidentally. Actually, that might matter. So yeah, I'm going to retcon this a little bit because it really matters. The Asylum crazy hit him. So that's 2 orange rerollables against him from martial artist. Not martial artist, counterattack. So that's 2 down to 1 that would be defended against for sure. Alright, you lived. It doesn't make a difference. Oh wait, but the Arkham Guard hit him as well. And he definitely did. counterattack. Take it down to 1. 1 gets spent on defense for the Arkham Guard. You blocked it, so alright, literally irrelevant, whatever. So now we're back, and it doesn't matter that I forgot counterattack because it doesn't change the outcome at all. Alright, 2 orange rerollables into the crazy. So that's 3 down to 2. Well, I guess it does make a difference because some cubes got spent. He'll take that, I think. Because if Clayface has rerollables, I don't think he can die. Or, I mean, defense dice. So, combo is only level 1, so this gets done to the Arkham Guard. 2 down to 1. Do you spend on the 1 though? You do. You do spend on the 1. Blocking 1 damage. He did block it. Okay, so he wants to go 1, 2, 3, but it becomes 4, 5, 6. Back down to 4 because there's 2 free movement. So that means that maxes out his movement. Wait, yeah it does. Wrong square. Maxes out his movement. So it comes down to 1 ranged attack die, which is 1 orange plus a yellow rerollable from the batarang. Not the batarang, sorry, but there is effectively the throwing blades are the same as a batarang. I think Clayface has like 3 armor. Yeah, he does. So it does not pierce Clayface's armor, and that means that the heroes lose. So it came down to the wire again, and as per usual, the heroes lose. The additional missions to Season 1 in the booklets are definitely more so just to have an excuse to use the maps and items rather than them being balanced, I feel. So we're going to be going back to the main booklet next time, I think, which is involving a lot of cops. So I've still got to paint up like 8 more cops and 3 drones, I think, before we can do the Year 100 mission. But we'll get to that sooner or later. I think that's every single Arkham Asylum mission completed now from the book. There's 2 more Funhouse missions, and then that's the whole booklet done. We could go back to Wayne Manor at some point, but most of the Wayne Manor missions I didn't do is because they need double maps, and I don't have the table space for that currently, so that's why we haven't done those ones. And there might be a while before we ever do, if ever, again, just because of the space needed for them, but we'll see. So yeah, that's going to wrap up Seeing Double. I wonder if this was kind of like a pseudo-reference to Arkham City, come to think of it. Either way, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time for the next mission. I should really end my videos by doing this, like doing the Batman angle. Anyway, either way, ta-ta for now.